You know, there's been lots of loving homages, some outright copycats, and lots of lessons learned by the language of Mario since the 1980s. And Nintendo is well aware of that. That's why they gave us Super Mario Maker on the Nintendo Wii U and Mario Maker for the 3DS. But here comes Super Mario Maker 2 for Nintendo Switch. It's been out for just a little less than a week. This builds on everything that was learned in the previous iterations of Mario Maker, but obviously takes advantage of new technologies available to us in the Nintendo Switch, but also new content that was never in previous Mario Maker experiences. Once again, it's an extraordinary release, which is really irrefutable. It's really hard to, look at this and say, well, why the heck wouldn't I want this on my platform? This is amazing. One of the things that I really love about this game is this new element of the story mode, which is all about rebuilding Princess Peach's castle, which has been destroyed by the Undo Dog. Bad dog. He blew up a whole castle, and you've got to build it, and you enlist the help of all of these little toad workers. They've got little construction hats on and stuff. It's adorable. And one of them gives you a bunch of jobs on a job board, and they're all sort of based on star ratings. So if you've got a 4-star job that you got to go tackle, good luck to you. It's going to be very hard, and there were some frustrations as I was playing through some of those levels. What you do is you complete the job, and then you get some coins, and then you're stacking up your coins, and then you can pay for, new bits of construction to happen, whether they're towers of the castle or the doors and things like that. And you're watching this little hammer meter tick away as you're completing jobs, and more of the castle gets built. It's very, very clever, and there's lots of little addictive loops in there, like the macro of building the castle is so smart. But what's also cool is as you're going through the jobs, you are bouncing from different eras of the Mario universe, which we know is a part of the Super Mario Maker experience. So you're playing the 80s Mario, you're playing the Super Nintendo style Mario, you're playing the new Super Mario Bros. U version of Mario, so everything is a lot more sort of textured and rendered and beatific, but the pixel stuff is still amazing, and I love what Nintendo has done. They've created kind of a drop shadow to make it look like you're looking at it on almost like a craft table or something like that. You're sort of placing everything. And that's the other thing that you can do while you're in story mode, is they casually mention, as you're struggling on one of those 3- or 4-star courses, that you can ask Luigi to pop in, and you can drop in all kinds of little objects or props or things into the pre-built story level to help you, because you keep falling or you keep getting burned by the lava or whatever, which is cute and clever, and it slyly introduces what is really the meat of this experience, which is course building and course sharing, and then playing all of the work that people have been putting out there. So you've got Course World, which is where you're exploring on the internet all of the excellent work that's out there. Some of it not so excellent, but you can download and you can play and you can rate and you can make little comments, and you're seeing all of these little, pop-up messages, and you're seeing the creative expression of Mario lovers out there. And some of it is so well crafted, it's going to be hard to tell whether Nintendo made it or some super zealous, super talented fan out there who has really taken the time to learn all the intricacies of the editor to build you something wonderful. And it's hard to tell what's what, People have now, I think, if they've stayed with the Mario Maker games of the past, have really learned how to get the most out of these tools. And there's also a lot more variety that you can add, because there's new props and new elements that they've added to this experience. Courses seem longer, and they seem a little bit more hefty and nuanced, and they feel a lot closer to what you would find in a true Mario game, which is wonderful. There's also a lot more sound effects. There's a lot more just details, like a sun that will chase you, or being able to play a level totally upside down, jumping on Yoshi, or if you're playing in the new 3D land stuff, you can actually jump into the Catsuit Mario or into Koopa Troopa car. Just tons of great details. It's like Nintendo is slowly teasing the idea that maybe one day we'll have an editor that allows you to play Super Mario 3D stuff, like Super Mario 64 or Mario Odyssey type stuff. So you can jump into Course World, you can play everybody's work, you can also play an endless variation of it and see how far you can get. But the real magic here is the Course Maker stuff. That's where you can start from scratch, and you can make a ghost house level if you want. You could be in the caves, you could be underwater, in the forest, all kinds of stuff. And then you add all of the elements that you want to, platforms to hop on, springs to jump on, giant boss creatures to come after you, lots of surprise blocks, and the details and the different ways that you can implement content, all of this stuff are truly endless, as you'll see when you start to download everybody else's work. And I have to admit, I haven't had tons and tons of time to craft my masterpiece level. I've just tinkered and played and, you know, dropped a bunch of things down and erased them and selected them and moved them over. And you can already tell, like, we're going to have so many years of playing around with Mario Maker creations, which is wonderful. And it's going to be really fun to keep coming back to this exquisite game and to customize your work and to share it and to build cooperatively, which is a new addition here. This is a wonderful, wonderful game. And I'm just blown away by this community here that Nintendo has built. I love this idea. I love that Nintendo has kind of trained us to understand this language, this 2D platforming language. They've shared a lot of their secrets with us, and they've allowed us to kind of give back to it, which is really, really cool. This is really a love letter from Nintendo to its fans, but also in your own expression back into the community, your love letter back to Nintendo and what Nintendo has crafted for us, which is all truly magical. Kudos to Nintendo. It's a real gift for Switch owners out there. I'm glad that it's here. I am so excited to see where Super Mario Maker 2 takes us. This is an amazing game that should be on every Switch out there. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.